Welcome, you guys, to our team call tonight. I'm super excited for our guest speaker, and I'll get around to introducing her in just a minute. But before I do that, I just want to go over some recognition. So, jumping right in to our Success Club. You guys, I meant to count the number of people on this board that we had last week, and I forgot, but we've like at least doubled the number of names on here. So awesome job this past week. The people who've locked in Success Club, we've got Chelsea Romano leading the way with 24 points, Nicole Faulkner with 21, myself with 15, Kristen McKenzie with 14, Lori Gibney with 12, Carly Dunlevy, Ashley Bastiano, Holly Taylor, Ashley Lashur, and Mallory Flynn all with 8 points. Tiff Miller, Alexa Lawyer, and Gretchen Hawley with 7. Caitlin Rana, Jess Funk, Jackie Newberry, Rachel Kem, Caitlin Tennyson, Lauren Phillips, Joni Rayburn, all with 6 points. Then with 5, we've got Kelsey Dewar, Julianne Lundy, Ashley Murray, Ella Kunkel, Bailey Rosberg, Amber DeMar, Jess Farley, and Laura Perkovic. So congratulations, you guys. You already locked it in. My tip to you guys is keep pushing. This last week, or 6 days that we have left in February, even though you've locked it in, you want to end the month stronger than you started so that you can start off March with a bang. So just because you've locked it in, to me, that means push even harder right now so that you can lock it in early the next month. Almost there, we've got Alexa and Sarah, Ashley, Carrie, Megan, and Liz, and Krista, all with 4 points. Gina, Taylor, Nicole, Michelle, Megan, Sherry, Ashley, Melinda, Nicole, Brandy, Caitlin, Gregory, Brittany, Emily, Paige, Ashley, Harrison, Sarah, Marissa, Tessa, all with 3 points. Kim, Jennifer, Sydney, Lauren, Nicole, Sandy, Rachel, Ariel, Jess, Justin, Tara, Aaron, Ashley, Amber, Justin, Jennifer, Rachel, Anne, Amanda, Julie, Amanda, Natalie Ficarella, all with 2 points. And then Ashley, Kari, Christine, Kat, and Lynn, all with 1 point. So if I had one tip for all of you guys to help anywhere from 1 to 3 more people, it would just be to keep sharing your story. Share the good, share the bad, share the non-scaled victories, share the scalable victories, share your workout videos. Get it out there so that people can be attracted to you and to your story, and will want to join you when you do a coach recruiting post or a challenge group recruiting post. As you know, this ladder stays the same for the whole month, but keep in mind that it is updated once a month. So these next 6 days will determine where you are on the leadership ladder in March. So keep that in mind. Acquaint yourself with the leadership ladder if you've never heard of it. We do have team training on it, but reach out to your coach so that you can know the different benchmarks so that you can grow to be a team leader or even higher, which is all of our goal this year. So far, myself and Nicole Faulkner are team leaders. Team builders, we've got Ashley Bastiano, Carly Dunlevy, Chelsea Armando, Sandy Knox, Gretchen Hawley, Sarah Roche, Nicole Maxton, Justin Faulkner, Sandy Bisnoff, and Lana Lawrence. Business starter, we have Jess Farley, Caitlin Tennyson, Caitlin Rana, Jackie Newberry, Michelle Aquino, Kristen McKenzie, Lauren Phillips, Amber DeMar, Rachel Kem, Tara Hanst, Aaron White, Ashley Swan, Jess Funk, Andrea McCracken, Tiff Miller, Alexa Lawyer, Ashley Hoke, Alexander Gefter, Brandy Mark, Travis Maston, Caitlin Thiel, Heather Schwartz, and Kate Patterson. And I also think Ashley Lashur is a team leader. There was some miscommunication and display issues, I think, in the online office with Success Club points last month, but I'm pretty sure she's a team leader as well. Quick reminders, Challenge Pack promotion. If you haven't seen, it has been extended. So initially they were saying it was going to end in February, but they've extended it for the same price, $199 going forward. The only change is that it's only 2 points. So going forward, you'll only get 2 points for this challenge pack, not 3. This week's focus, since it's the end of the month, invite people that you've been connecting with, but mostly do follow-ups. If you don't have anyone to follow up with or anyone to invite, you've just got to start connecting with more people by expanding your network. Last, our sneak peek. As you guys know, this was, I think, a week and a half ago maybe, And I'm still inviting people to it. When I invite someone to the opportunity, if I feel like they need more information on what we do before they decide to commit, I'm sending them the recording of it, not the actual invite to the event, but just the recording of the live video. And our Build Your Tribe Challenge is going strong. It's the Race to Diamond, and I should have looked at who's leading it. I think myself, Ashley LaSure, and Mallory Flynn and Amber DeMar. Those are the four of us, at least that are posting updates and stuff, that are leading the way in that. So push hard for that. And now what you all came here for, our guest speaker. We have Jen McNeil, and her topic that she's going to share is all about stepping outside of your comfort zone. And she's going to talk and give you tons of tips. She is a 7-star diamond coach. She is a 2-time elite top 200 coach and a Success Club 5 legend, meaning she's hit Success Club 5 for at least 24 months in a row. And she's actually hit it 35 months in a row, and Success Club 10 for 30 months in a row. So clearly, you guys, she has been in this business a while. She knows how to be a successful coach and to build a successful team. So take it away, Jen.
Mute myself. It's funny you say that because I don't feel like I've been doing this for a while. I started back in 2013. I signed in December of 2013 with zero intentions of working the business. I was just going to save a little money on Shakeology, and maybe if some of my family members wanted to order, they could order for me, and they still can do challenge groups through my upline coach, who was Megan Eggleston. And what I didn't realize is that I would fall in love with helping people. So here I was in February of 2014, taking on my first clean eating group, which I could say is probably my strength, hosting free groups. And I could not believe like the results that people got in such a short amount of time. And I ate up giving them encouragement, because I was so well taken care of in my challenge group throughout 2013. I joined every single challenge group that my coach would host. So I took off after that. I really wasn't doing anything intentionally to build my business. I just wanted to work in my groups, and it kind of just happened over time. But it did require stepping outside of my comfort zone day in and day out. And I'll speak to that in a little bit. But a little bit more about me. I have 2 children, so I am busy. They're 8 and 6. I am in my daughter's classroom all the time. And my son plays travel baseball, and I'm the team mom for that. My husband's the manager, and we will be traveling all summer for that. So I'm busy, but I'm making my business a priority, whether that be staying up late, which I tend to do that far more than getting up early. Like some of my early bird friends, I would rather be working until 1 in the morning. But I carve out a couple hours every night to work. And then I have little windows. My friend Katie always calls it the mom cracks of the day, where I can work for a few minutes here or there. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I did put together a little slideshow for you guys. So I'm going to talk about comfort zones and consistency. And so we'll get started by stepping outside your comfort zone and what that looks like. Typically, I think, in my personal opinion, that the thing you want to do the least, like the thing on your to-do list that you're like, I don't want to do this, is probably something that would require you stepping out of your comfort zone. So for me, always going to be inviting to the business. I still shake in my boots every time I send somebody an invite. But I'm really good at faking that I'm not scared at all. But that is always the thing that I want to do last. So I purposefully identify those things that I want to do last. It's that, and also even still inviting to my longer challenge groups, even though I have high Success Club points. I put those things that I like doing the least at the top of my to-do list for each day to make sure that I'm getting them done first. And it's kind of like my daughter, when she's eating her food, she tends to eat what she doesn't like the most first. She pushes all the meat over to the side and will chow that down because it's like torture for her. So for me, I would rather move that and get that done with so that I can do the behaviors that I enjoy more as time goes on. So, and then the next thing is it's really important that you recognize that when you're doing something that is pushing you outside of your comfort zone, that you give yourself permission to be imperfect. And I like to think about the people in my life that have made a big impact on me that I enjoy being around. And a lot of times they're the ones who aren't scared to make mistakes. They're fun to be around. They're kind of goofy. They might say the wrong thing at certain times, but they give themselves permission to not always be perfect. And I think we need to do that too as coaches, because what we see from other leaders out there is, their highlight reel. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't know what it took for them to put that post out there for the day, or what they struggled with to get out there. So give yourself permission to be imperfect. Realize and recognize the worst thing that can happen when you are, let's say, your thing that you're scared about is even posting on social media. I think if you can identify what the worst thing that could possibly happen would be, and then realize that it's really not that big a deal, that it makes it a lot easier to put things out there. I remember being nervous. I'm going to share my story a little bit about things that I had to do to get outside of my comfort zone. But I remember in one particular situation, I had become friends with someone on Facebook who we really weren't friends in high school. And I know it's stupid, catty high school things, but I knew that she was then following me. Our kids were in class together. We're back in our hometown. And in my head, what is the worst thing that she can think about? Sort of pyramid scheme or others, right? I had to identify that it wouldn't be the world if she thought negatively about me. Become comfortable taking risks. And it's kind of like that fake it till you make it thing. You have to practice, being uncomfortable to get over it. And what happens over time is that when you're practicing things like inviting to the business or, even putting a post up on social media, the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with doing those behaviors. And over time, where I am now, I have to recognize that what once was a comfort zone for me is, no longer. I now need to bust through some new comfort zones, maybe getting too comfortable with, signing, for me, 3 to 4 coaches a month, or versus some of my downline who maybe they become too comfortable with their status quo of, taking on 1 coach a month. So making sure that, you're busting through those new boundaries that you have is really important. I posted on my Facebook page today to see if anyone would chime in and let me know if they had a quote that, was impactful about comfort zones. And I have this new coach who is scared senseless, but is doing it anyways. And she's amazing me every single day, what she's willing to put out there. That the fact that she opened a free group within the first week. And this was a girl who signed on just a couple weeks ago as a discount coach. And she told me, you know what, I'm going to do something for myself for the first time in my life. So she put this quote out there to me that she created. But comfort zones can be places of fear, places that hold you back. Until you step outside, you'll never know your fullest potential. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love you. So, yeah, it's just so important to make sure that you break free from some of that fear. So I thought I would just share a little bit about a couple situations where I had to step outside my comfort zone. And I'm going to go all the way back to when I signed as a coach and when I was ready to post about my first free group. And my coach had put together a whole scripting system and you can follow it perfectly. And I was like, I'm not going to do that because that doesn't sound like me. So I put a post out there. And I remember posting and knowing that the best thing that I could do would be to close my computer and exit the building. So I went into the bathroom and I literally felt like I was going to vomit because, you see, I was the shy girl growing up. I was shy through high school, college. In college, I waited until my senior year. I went to a liberal arts college where you had to take public speaking. I waited to my last semester of my senior year to take public speaking because it was that painful for me. I was the one whose face would be red. My neck would be blotchy. It probably still is a little. But yeah, like it was terrifying to me for me to speak. So even putting that post up, it's using my voice on social media was terrifying. That's one particular situation where I had to step outside my comfort zone. The next one was when my coach, I think it was shortly after I hit Diamond, asked me to host a call. I always had high Success Club points since I was about 8 months into the business. So she asked me to host a call on how I was reaching people. And I remember like being like even more terrified than that, and thinking to myself, if I could just get through this, if I could just do this, then next time it will be easier. And it's so true. Or taking my first Beachbody trip for Summit in Nashville and being terrified to go and be there, and maybe have to be by myself sometimes. But I was like, what's the worst that can happen? I go and, I have to sit in a training alone, or I think putting those worst case scenarios out there always put me at ease when I did finally make the decision. And what happened after that, I saw the most growth in my business that I had seen from getting myself to that live event, because I knew it was important. So those are just a few scenarios. What I've been dealing with as of late is my first year hitting elite kind of came naturally. Last year was difficult. I think this year is going to be my most challenging year of all. So making sure that I am now recognizing what I need to do to help grow my team is crucial. So stepping outside your comfort zone and consistency kind of go hand in hand. If you commit to consistency, it means that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone daily. You have to be consistent with that. So recognize that consistency means showing up every day for the long haul, not just a couple months. And I think that's where I see a breakdown from my coaches who are successful at this and my coaches who are not. And it's because they have misconception that they're going to be successful within a couple months of the business, or even 6 months of the business. And any of us who have been in it for longer than a year know that you have to show up every single day for at least a year to start seeing huge successes. And I think that we live in a society where everything comes automatic and it's quick. We can stick our food in the microwave. We can order our groceries and show up and they'll put them in our car for us. Like, we are so pampered in the society we live in that we think that things should come quickly and fast. And if we could just have a little patience and show some of that consistency over time, we would see much more growth, and it would be so much more rewarding too. I tell my girls who are struggling, who've been doing this for, let's say, 6 months or more, that it's so much more sweet when you hit a goal if it's taken longer, in my opinion. So a real growth, I think, in this business isn't seen until after year 2. And what's so cool about this is we have such a small financial investment to join. It's like we get food basically for join. Like, we are paying for Shakeology and we can join. That is incredible, especially when you look at other companies that are out there. There is literally no buy-in. But what we do have to invest and realize that we're investing is our time. And I remember sitting on my couch about 6 months in, developing menus, and my husband was working really long hours at the time. It was about 80 hours a week, 80 to 90 hours a week. And I would put the kids to bed and I'd come down and I would work because he was working late at night. And he came up he was in the basement because that's where his office was. He came up and he's like, "Jen, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? I've never asked you to work," because I was a stay-at-home mom at the time. "You are spinning your wheels for nothing. You're not getting paid anything right now." Or maybe I was getting paid enough to go get a pedicure or something. But I remember looking at him saying, I need another year. You need to give me a year. And that was really motivating for me because he was anti this pretty much from the get-go until about a year ago, really. It was motivating to me because I wanted to prove him wrong, that I could do this. But I did recognize that early on that I needed to put in, provide my value to people. And for me, I knew that a lot of my value would be in developing menus and whatnot. And that was my time investment at that point. And now I have a lot of these tools and resources that I developed early on for my team, that now, the time that I'm putting in is actually far less than what I put in for my first year. So I think when you recognize that the time is your investment, things go much more smoother. And I love this little quote. I don't even remember who it was. I forget who said it. Sorry if I can look it up later, but long-term consistency trumps short-term intensity. And I almost fear when my coaches come out of the gate so strong, and when things come so easily to them because maybe they have a large warm market, that they don't ever really have to work for those first paychecks or points or whatever, rewards or recognition. I almost like it when my coaches have to work a little harder to earn some of that reward, because then they recognize what it's going to take to stay in it. Not to say that every coach who doesn't come off strong is not going to be successful, but I think that overall, I see that when you have to work hard at the beginning, that things, there's a standard set there that you're actually going to have to work as we continue on. I'm going to show this short clip from one of Patrick Rallman's calls. He's one of my favorites to listen to. I love his training. There is one curse word, so sorry if you're sensitive to that. But this is an escalator analogy about consistency and how it's shown over time.
This business model is more of like a 12 to 24 month business model before you start to see the real results. But it's inevitable that you will, as long as you stay consistent with sharing your journey and showing people you're serious about this, you're all in, long term, no matter what. And this thing is real. I talk about it all the time. This business is like trying to run up an escalator that's going down. What happens when you're trying to run up an escalator that's going down? You don't go very fast. When you start this business, you're inviting people, you're posting on social media, but your business isn't moving as fast as you want. Because like we said, they're just watching right now. So you're on an escalator that's going down and you're running full speed. That's just how this business works. And a lot of times you get discouraged because you're running so fast and you're not moving as fast as you want because you're on this escalator, and then you get discouraged and you stop posting, you stop sharing your journey, you stop inviting. And what happens when you stop when you're on an escalator that's going down? You go down, you go backwards. And all those people that were watching you to see if this thing was real, to see if you were serious, they saw you stop. They saw you go back down that escalator. And now you got to replant those seeds. You're going to have to get back on that escalator, and you got to share your journey for another full year now. You kind of lost it. I did that to myself over and over again. I kept seeing other coaches get on the escalator, get to the top, and I was stuck at the bottom watching. It pissed me off so much. I finally got to the point where I was like, I'm getting back on this goddamn escalator, and I'm staying on this thing until I get to the top. I don't care how long it takes. I know that eventually I'm going to find 2 or 3 people that want to do this with me, that understand the potential of this thing and want to help a lot of people and create more freedom in their life. I just know it. It's inevitable. As long as I stay consistent and share this thing long enough for people to see that I'm this and this is real, it's inevitable that it's going to happen. So get back on that escalator and do not get off that thing until you get to the top. When you get to the top, you got all these people that are running with you, and this business explodes. But you got to put in that year of consistent effort and let people know that this thing's real.
I love that clip. And I have a girl right now on my team who has been up and down that escalator so many times. And she even said recently, like, I think I shared this again. I've shared it a couple times on my team, but she's like, that's me. And what's so cool is that she's like, I'm not doing this again. I'm going for it. I'm in it for the long term. So it's not to say that, sorry, my cursor is totally missing with that. I can't read that. Sorry. oops, cursor won't select to read your comments. But she's seen success and growth, but she's been at it again for another 9 months. And I just can't imagine, like, if she just had stuck with it, like how much further along she would have been. But I do want you to guys who may have done some of that back and forth to realize that you can still move forward. It just might take a little bit longer. And I'm sorry, I can't read the comments. I don't know why my computer's not letting me. So let's go over some steps for consistency. Confidence grows by doing something physical. So to change your mindset, it's really difficult. I think it takes a lot of practice. So what I would recommend is start by doing something physical, something more tangible that you can put your hands on rather than changing your mindset. So whether that be starting a program from start to finish, so getting in shape, or hosting a call, doing something along those lines where, you're being stretched again outside of your comfort zone. I just finished the Ultimate Reset today, just had my last meal. And coaches, I'm so far from perfect. When I look at my befores, I'm like horrified. I'm like, how did I get to that point? Like what happened from point A to point B? But we have to be proof that the product works. And on top of that, I think that when we do something from start to finish, what it does for our mentality is extraordinary. Like, I feel on top of the world right now, so confident. I'm like, if I can do this, I can do anything. So I really would encourage you to find something tangible that you can do to help your confidence grow. And then the next thing is speaking affirmations to yourself, making sure that you have little note cards stuck around your office, or, something up on your mirror. Put things everywhere. There's a website, and I cannot remember for the life of me what it's called. But you get a daily inspirational post per day. It was on the Today Show, and I'll let Sam know what it is. But you get a text or an email with that you can wake up to in the morning, and it's some tidbit of inspiration. Make a conscious decision to be consistent, and this is huge. Like, you have to, in your head, declare what you're going to be doing, whether that be, getting up every morning. Not me, but I'll be up with you at night if you want to check in with me. Getting up every morning or staying up late to get in your power hour. Make that conscious decision that you're going to be consistent. And maybe, like, you're a mom and you can't do on the weekends. Maybe the kids are home and you're busy. Maybe you take a Sunday off, but you commit to the other 6 days a week, getting that power hour in, or power 2 hours, or if you're like me, like power 3 hours. So make that conscious decision. Figure out, I think Sam shared this on Katie's call. I was on a call that she hosted, but figure out how you would feel if you were successful at something, but also how it would feel if you weren't going to be successful, if you were going to not hit that goal. What would that feel like? Would you want to be in that spot? What ramifications would there be? Would it be maybe not being able to pay off debt? Or like, my goal right now is to save money for my kids' college funds in full over the next couple of years. So what would it feel like to not hit that goal? I think it's really important that you state that in your head. Determine your goals, but not just putting them out there. Have an action plan. So I like to reverse engineer my goals. What will it look like to hit Success Club 5 each month? How many people would that be? How many would you have to work with? And I don't know if you guys do free groups every month, but I do. Like, for me, I'd have to say, what would it look like? How many new people would I need to get in my free group so that I can invite 20 people and maybe 4 of them would say yes? So what would that look like? So make sure you're reverse engineering and getting an action plan in place. Get a solid Success Club partner, which to me is so important. I don't know how people do it without a Success Club partner. At the beginning, I had one. Her name was Stephanie Marsilio. She's in the Rochester area. That's where I am. And she was like my lifeline the first year as a coach. We did challenge groups together, free groups, paid groups. We would toss ideas off one another. And above all, it was somebody that I could celebrate with And she held me accountable to making sure that, you know, when I was feeling down and frustrated, because like any job, there's going to be those days, or if I heard like all no's for the day, she would be somebody who was there to build up my confidence and say, you know, what you're doing is worth it and valuable, and you're valuable and you're gifted. And just those words of affirmation that she would pour into me was hugely important. And don't give up if you try a success partner and the first one doesn't work, because I think I went through like 3. And I still talk to Stephanie, but now, you know, over time, I've worked with other people too who have held me to a higher standard. Hold yourself accountable and check in with that accountability partner, which could be a success partner, or you might have an accountability partner for one thing and somebody for something else. So maybe somebody who is where you are Success Club point wise, but maybe somebody else who is where you are for building a team. It might be 2 different people. So what does that look like as a coach on a daily basis to be consistent? Posting 2 to 3 times a day on social media, not buy my product posts, not Shakeology next to your face posts, not holding up Country Heat or the containers posts, providing value in some form or fashion. And the best way that I like to do this is I like to make a list of all the things that I care about or I feel knowledgeable about. I sat one day for an hour and I just started writing everything down to, I've dealt with anxiety and depression. I've dealt with having my husband work long hours. I've dealt with, I was a teacher. I love my church. Like I was writing down everything, anything and everything that I could use in a potential post, and anything and everything that would describe me. Like I like the color pink and blue, and I like gold, and I love diamonds and stupid things that you would think nobody would care about, but that's how people identify with you and are attracted to you. Writing out your story in full, and creating little breadcrumbs, little pieces from your story that you could break up. You know, Sam, she said she's talked about that before. So, but including personal components that would help people relate to you. And that includes struggles in your life, whether it be struggling with exercise, or for my biggest struggle has been anxiety over the past few years. So I've to share little bits and pieces about myself there, which is really uncomfortable. But doing that consistently helps certain people relate to me. And I can't even tell you how many messages I've gotten after I put up an anxiety post. And that's how people relate well to you. For me, I host groups every single month. I know every team does things differently, but I do a free 5-day clean eating group every single month. I have not missed it in 3 years. And I do a 21-day group every single month, and I haven't missed that in years and years. So it's important that people know what to expect from you. And I would even like to say, like, I think that the timing of groups is important, so that people know that, oh, it's around the first week of the month, or I kind of do my free groups over the end of the month and the beginning of the next month. I think it's important that people can anticipate that they're going to be then. Even if I'm on vacation, I'll use a post planner to get them out. I think that people like to know, what to expect from you, especially those that are following you regularly. Share what coaching has done for you at least 2 times a week. And that might be something as small as, I have this community of women behind me who are there to support me. Or it could be something as big as, I was able to pay my car loan this month. But sharing that in a non-tacky way is really important. And that has always been a challenge for me as well. And I was working with a success partner who challenged me to do 2 posts a week about coaching and how it's affected me and how it's fit into my life. And that was huge that she encouraged me to do that right before I hit Elite the first year. And I truly and firmly believe that that was part of it. I saw an influx of coaches come in during that. And it's funny, as time goes on, I forget to do some of these things and we have to get back to the basics. So make sure you're sharing about coaching, what it's done for you. Sharing your health and fitness journey and sticking to programs from start to finish is so crucial. And I think even following a calendar is like exactly when Core de Force came out, following from start to finish. It's so important that we're, proof that the product works. And stick to the inviting process. For me, it's attracting people to me, connecting, inviting, getting them results, and then inviting them to coaching. I'm not saying I never will blind invite someone to coaching, but my best coaches on my team have come from my challenge groups and helping them get results, to recognize the joy that is in this and the excitement that's in this. That is where I would say 90% of my successful coaches have come from my challenge groups. And it is a long process sometimes to go this route. It's like I said before, like you need to be in it for the long haul. I had a girl just recently buy her first challenge pack from me. She's been doing my free groups only for 3 years. 3 years. And everyone's like, aren't you going to kick her out? Like, aren't you going to kick her to the curb? And I'm like, no, it's a free group. I'm not going to put limitations on that. And I believe that this is for everyone. I believe that Shakeology is for almost everyone, unless they have some crazy allergy. I believe that we have a fitness program for anyone out there. So my faith in her was still there. And she bought her first challenge pack 2 months ago and lost 35 pounds. And she's now a discount coach, but talking about becoming a potential coach. So I just don't give up on people. Just know that, inviting them and making sure that they're getting results is so important. Vitals are for every day. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say that, but they are the 4 vital behaviors. Hopefully you know those. And then when something negative happens, make sure you don't let that, don't allow that to break you. I think a lot of people, I've seen this with coaches on my team who, they're inviting and people are saying yes, and they're adding to their team, and they have some momentum, and then one person on their team sends in their cancellation paperwork as a coach, and that breaks them, destroys them. Like it's like the end of the world. Well, we all have coach cancellations come through. Like I sometimes have to show my team, like, look, I got one today, and it's okay. It's going to be okay, as long as you don't let that affect you so much that you can't consistently invite afterwards. So yeah, I want to say that. And then Josh Coates just did a call for my coach, Megan Eggleston, last night, and I think he works with Sam's upline, I believe. But Josh Coates is John Maxwell trained leader who helps other leaders, and basically did this amazing call last night for us. But he said that consistency breeds confidence, and confidence is felt by your following. So if you do something consistently over time, you're going to become more confident. And when you're more confident, the people that are following you are going to be able to tell that you're more confident. So with confidence comes a flourishing business, because people are attracted to you. I'm trying to move this over here. Momentum. The more you invite, the more confidence you feel. So you may experience a bunch of no's, but the yeses will come as well if you're doing it in mass amounts of people that hopefully you've already connected with in the past. The first invites are always awkward, I think. So awkward. If you need to, send them to your upline and be like, before you hit send, and say, hey, does this sound right? Obviously, I think it's even better if you can just send it and trial and error, figure out what works best for you. But I have a couple coaches who are just starting off, and I'm happy to look at their invites before they go out to make sure it sounds like them, to make sure it's not awkward, make sure it's genuine. But the more invites you send out, the more you get more comfortable you'll get with it, and the more you'll figure out what works for you. For me, voice messaging is the way to go. I have much better results when I send someone a voice message. But that's not to say that, everybody should be doing that. I think at the beginning, till you build some confidence up, it's good to send just an email or a regular message out. But the worst, as time goes on, you'll sound more real, more genuine. And momentum is often felt months after your initial invites are out there. So recognizing that some of those invites, I know I have a coach right now who's sent out 100 invites this month, and she has her little list of their names. And I was like, just don't beat yourself up. Like, I think she has like 3 successful points right now. I'm like, do you know how amazing your month is going to be in 2 months from now? Like, do you know that if you follow up those people next month, that your month in probably April is you'll see your business flourish. So don't give up, and recognize that the momentum will come later. And what's so great about all this, when you're consistent, when you're busting out of those comfort zones, eventually you stop caring about people's opinion of yourself. And that is such a freeing feeling to not care anymore. It really, truly is. And if you have somebody in your life that's a hater or might be trolling on your posts on social media, don't be scared to block them, number one. But number two is, I think it's really important that we recognize that there's nothing wrong with us. It's likely some issue that they're dealing with inside, some self-confidence issue. And if you can realize that, you can only control, yourself, you can't control what other people are doing, you stop caring. It's really their problem. It's not your problem. So that's the best part about this is I think that, with, stepping outside your comfort zone, being consistent with your behaviors, having some success, and what happens is eventually you become like such a confident person. And I can truly say, like, I am not the same person I was when I started coaching years ago. I am a totally changed person, and it's an amazing effect of coaching that I never anticipated would occur. So that is all I've got for you guys. Now I can look at the chat.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments during that. I love that you ended on that, because just the past couple of months, I've realized that I truly do not care what people say, like if they say no, and it is like such a freeing feeling.
Yeah, it's shine. That's it. I don't know why I was thinking spark, and I was like, no. Yeah, shine is, let's see. He's the Mazeballs. He is so good. Megan has a crush on him. Yeah. That's so funny. He's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome. I do like his.
Is anyone doing his health bet challenge right now? Anyone from your team? He's doing another one next month. I didn't sign up for it. I'm in like 3 trainings that I'm helping a couple coaches through, but he is doing another one next month. He did like a live webinar last month, and half of my team got on, and about half of those people signed up. It's a $200 training, but they're loving it. Oh, you won a free spot. Nice.
Carly has a question. She said, when do you schedule your free groups versus challenge groups each month?
Okay, my free groups are coming. I don't have my calendar handy. My free groups are always towards the end of the month, and that's because all of my invites to my pay challenge occur at the end of that week. So for February, the end of February, February 27th starts my free group, and that way, when I get to about Thursday and they're starting to see the value in challenge groups, then I can start inviting them to my 21-day group. And I do a lot of live videos in my free groups, so they really get to know me and trust me. I provide a menu, but I really am at the point now. For a long time, I thought menus were where it's at, and that's why people are joining. I have a ton of them now. My team all likes making them. But I really think it's so much more than that. It's because they get to know me and they recognize that I'm going to be there to support them. So I've more been taking the approach of reusing what I have and really developing my relationships with people like at a deep level. And that will start this coming weekend. I have my assistant add all my people to my free group. I think they average around 100. For a while, they were getting up to like 200 to 300 people. And it actually was not good. I think a lot of value was lost there because I wasn't able to do something. Share video. The clean eating one, is that what you're talking about, Ashley?
Or maybe the Patrick Reelman's one.
Oh.
Yeah, the video we just watched, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll get that for you. But yeah, I think that I lost a lot of value when it got too big. So I like to keep them around 100 now. And then on Thursday, the 2nd of March, I'll do most of my I do a lot of batch inviting. So I'll probably invite 100 people to my pay challenge, which starts 2 weeks from Monday, which will be the 13th. And it is like that every single month, even when I'm on vacation.
Are your groups just 1 week long?
My free groups?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 days. 5 days.
Someone else said, do you share different material every month in your groups?
I do live videos, so they always will vary based upon like the questions I'm reading and their check-ins. They all have a Google form I have a whole 5-day how it's set up YouTube video I could share with you guys, but really I am really attentive to what's going on in that group. Like I don't have an assistant going through and liking all, their comments for their check-in. I make sure that I see what's going on and kind of see, I don't know, every group is so different. So I can speak to their questions in live videos and they really get to know me that way. And I will share my story in there about how I got started as a coach. And then what's cool is I'll go back, like this month, I posted in last month's group that I'm, hosting this 5-day group that's coming up. And it's almost like I don't close all of them, but it's another way for me to reach and invite people back to, the next groups. And even my pay challenges, I will post in there saying, I have this 21-day group coming up. Maybe it was the right time then, and maybe 5-day that I'm doing right now wasn't the right time, but maybe the 21-day is now. So I get to kind of use that as an open forum for inviting in the future.
And do you invite people to the free group through like personal messages or posts or both?
Everything. I just have converted over to Streak. So I'm seeing like an influx of people from there because I can easily invite them that way. I post on, I think it's like a Thursday night, like a whole week and a few days before. And I'll open a public event too. And we'll post in that public event some sort of giveaway for them to refer people. And typically when I do that, I'll see my numbers increase by like 50 just from like giveaway. So I had an extra country heat and I had some Shakeology samples. And I said, if you invite to the event and then tag the people below, 3 or more people, I'll raffle these off this weekend. So that is how I get a lot of new contacts for my free groups. My free groups are my bread and butter, which I need to be, I'm always trying to think of something new to do, but I won't ever go away from those until I see that they're not being effective, because that's where I get my people from.
Nice. Any other questions, you guys? No? Oh, I'm kind of taking a poll on how long it takes people to achieve diamond rank. So for you, how long did it take you, and is there anything specific that you did to help you get there?
Yeah, 8 months. And she just asked me too. Funny. 8 months, and I hit Emerald right away because I had my free group, and my best friend from when I lived in Tampa joined my paid challenge, and she invited her sister. So they joined with one other person. So that's how I got my first 6 points. And they, at the end of the month, loved Shakeology so much that they asked me, the one girl and her sister, how they could get a discount. And I was like, all right, that's easy. It doesn't typically come that easy. But then after that, I don't think I signed anyone for like 2 or 3 months, anyone besides them. And I remember having a sit down chat. I was outside. It was in the middle of summer because I hit Diamond in October of 2014. And my coach, like reverse engineering what that would look like, how I could get to Diamond. And I remember her being the first one that held me accountable to inviting. And she said, I'm going to call you next week at this time, and I want 4 names of people you invited. And I'm very goal-driven, very sequential in what I do. And I was like, that's all I needed was somebody to say, you need to do this and do it by next week. And I think after that, I was like signing 1 or 2 a week at that point in time. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think it took me 6 months, and I hit the float pretty quickly. And then I just kind of stalled, and then I realized like I needed to advance rank to start growing more of a salary income. But
yeah, a lot of people think diamond's the end all be all, and then slow down. But yeah, I like to tell my girls like two star is the end all be all.
Yeah, for sure.
But then by then you just want to keep going because you love it so much. So
yeah. By then it's addicting, and you're like seeing results that you never thought you would.
Yeah. And you start to see success. And then you get to lead a team, which is, just as amazing as hosting groups, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a totally different side of coaching that I'm so much more passionate about like the leading a team side than challenge groups. But it's just like such a
it starts to happen naturally, like because you're like, these are my people, like I love them, and I want them to be successful. Building a team and being able to lead them has seriously increased my passion. I agree, which is hard because it's such a you need to have such a good balance, otherwise your team stops growing because you need to really be in those challenge groups, I think, and it's hard to know like how much time to spend where.
Yeah, I stayed at 1 star for almost a full year. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of stalling. I need to grow again a little bit.
That 2015 was my first year hitting, and I finished out 2014 as a diamond, and then at the end of the year I was a 7 star. 2015, I think I just had a core group of women who took off together. Like they're like, we're going to do this together, and they really stuck together through it. I haven't since ranked advanced. I had 2 more diamonds hit, but it's pretty cool when there's that community there and they can do it together.
I love that because so many of my new coaches are afraid to build a team, and I always try and say like, think of it as you're growing together, and it's like you're a community and you can all reach the same goals and stuff. But it's nice to hear you say that and see so much time in it too.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jen, for hopping on and sharing your tips. And thank you, team. If you have any questions afterwards, feel free to message me and I'll get them to Jen.
Okay. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Bye.